Mr. Rowe would always be there early, waiting to grill each student who was late. He'd ask detailed and probing questions, yet he'd never accept our answers. It's like he could see through any flimsy excuse. Just glare at each late student with his stern and disapproving face, a condemning scowl that would follow them until they sat down. He took no interest when Jolie rolled her eyes. He didn't play into Jacob's game when he put up his rude finger. He just continued his disgruntled lecture about manners and expectations. Nothing could deter Mr. Rowe when he was on one of his rants. Maybe if his tutorials weren't boring, people would arrive on time. His tutorial room was always cold. The cold air would rush up to my cheeks. The wooden floorboards didn't help either. I reckon they made it colder. Mr. Rowe was so slack, he always made us do oral presentations, and then have peer group assessment to save him time marking. But he'd interrogate our reasons for marks. No answer was ever good enough. I passed his class in the end. When he shook my hand at the final tutorial, he bluntly told me I smelled and should wear stronger deodorant. Mr. Rowe never did beat around the bush. He wouldn't hold back. It wasn't until many years later that I inadvertently saw him again, guided by the arm of his younger carer, I presume. One frail hand gripped the walking cane, the other planted on the carer's shoulder. At first, I didn't recognize it was him. I just knew I'd seen that face before. I felt sympathy for the man as his cane weaved back and forth across the pavement. When I made the connection, I thought it sad such a proud man to be struck down blind. But if I look back, all the signs of his blindness were there from that very first class. When I realized it was him, that car he was waiting for was already driving into the distance. So I never got the chance to tell him that he actually taught me a lot.